Hey everyone, Kenny Tony coming at you today. We have another quick video. What we're going to do is just talk about some of the changes and the progress we've made with the YFZ450 WR hybrid. So let's get to it. Alright everyone, so this video isn't going to have really any work that we're going to be doing. It's just going to be talking about what we've done, different ideas, things we've run into as far as problems, and there's things that we think is going to happen going forward. So first off, thank you for checking out this channel. I really appreciate you all. Make sure to hit me a thumbs up, hit the like button, share it with your friends, anybody who's interested in this kind of stuff. That'd be great. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and it helps support the channel. So let's get back to it. So here we are, frame back, and as soon as it came back, we just hit the ground and started rolling. So let's talk about what we did going from the front going to the back. So we have the green frame that's powder coated. It is slightly a little bit different than the rear, but that is okay. It's just kind of a spur of the moment thing. Once I got there to save myself a couple $100, like a lot of money. So I know these builds typically aren't free, but this one is trying to be as budget friendly as possible. I'm going to try to do at the very end a rundown of everything I have in it, but to the machine. So we have the frame in there. We have the WR450 motor mounted in. There are actually no problems with it at all. It fits in there pretty good. You actually think it kind of belonged in there, but it's not. To the motor side, everything is in there, looking good and clean. The soda blasting worked fine. I did get the Barker header pipe from one of my friends off of Facebook, and that I've been talking to a good bit about helping me with this build. He's done one, Sean Moore. Got the header pipe from him. It was a little bit different than the header pipe. If you buy a full system, the slip-on connection is a little bit different. So I did have to take a little bit of work, and I got that in there perfectly. However, it did make a little bit of drop here, which I'm okay with. I slanted this back, as you can see, this bracket I kind of made, and I powder coated all my bolts. But I slanted this bracket back from this line here. You know, it pushed it back and it lifted the exhaust up a little bit. Gives a little bit of flex if need be, and it's not solid as a rock, which I'm okay with. The silicone pipes, I got them offline. These came from a YFZ450. They fit on there perfectly and definitely fit the contour. The connections for the coolant, this one here and the one here, were changed out from the WR ones. They had different angles. This one split to go to the two radiators, and this one went straight up, and we didn't need those. So I took a chance, just ordered them to see if they'll fit, and they did. The radiator is the only thing that's been painted. I painted it with a heat paint black. We're going to see how that holds up, and it's the factory radiator. The oil pan, or the oil tank, has been sandblasted and powder coated as well. And there's the oil tank connection right there. So we shouldn't have any problem getting that all connected and looking good. I went ahead and just mocked up the brake. It's just sitting there for right now, and the brake is on. I have to bleed the brakes in the front and the rear, but I just went ahead and installed them. Little green accents on everything. Every bolt that you see that is going to be a main standing out bolt is either stainless or it's powder coated. I inserted some nutserts into the rear to be able to hold the bumper on. I haven't ordered one of those yet. I have so many other things that I'm going to do to the machine that the bumper is kind of going to be the last thing, one of the last things. Everything has gotten some powder coat on it. So the hubs are powder coated, the sprocket's powder coated, the chain holder's powder coated, the axle's powder coated. The carrier bearing is not. It's been sandblasted to show the OEM raw aluminum. The Team Alba bead locks were purchased blue. The rings were blasted and coated green. I have some new lug nuts in there, but I just haven't put those on yet. Kind of a minimal things to think about. Overall, it's going to look good when it's done. So it's the same over here. I'm going to have to get a custom sprocket made. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I have somebody lined up who's going to do that for me. It's going to offset the sprocket this way, probably about a 1/2 inch, but I got to get everything else kind of Well, I really don't need to get everything else. I have the rear end already stabilized, and I just need to get a straight edge and put the sprocket on and measure over how far I need the sprocket to be. So one of the things that did mess me up a little was from American Star, is where I got my tie rod ends, and they sent me 12 millimeter, which is perfect. This is an 04, but I wanted to upgrade to the 06, be a little bit stronger tie rod ends. And they sent me one of them that was a 10 millimeter, so it's small, and it doesn't work. So one of my tie rods is not connected. It's just kind of just dangling there. I have it right there for right now. I did the Team Alba, the Alba Racing steering stem. That's, I think, 1.5 plus extended, so it looks a little bit high. I might get new bars, but I'm going to wait to see how comfortable I am on the machine. I did the steel braided cable for the plus 2. Overall, it looks really good. From when I bought it before as the 04 and it was red and kind of beat up, this looks right now like a brand new machine. It's amazing what cleaning and powder coating will do to these things, but it's a different story for a different time. I think it's the ODI grips. I got those, took the ends out, blasted them, blasted the cap here, blasted the cap there, sandblasted them, and coated them all green. Here's where we're going to have our connection. We're going to have the clutch, start, kill switch here, throttle. Going to have a brace going across the front for some strength. I'm eager to get this thing all together. So what the big things that we have left to do, if I can point those out, would be, I have not made the wiring harness. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be kind of one of the things. I'm just going to have bare wires everywhere, the open loom, and show like a before and after I get it all cleaned up and everything. So my plan is to keep it the dirt bike style up here. I don't want the big bundle on this side. I kind of want to keep it the dirt bike clean, and I'm going to put a light bar right here, a small one. And I don't think I'm going to use the OEM headlights. I mean, besides looking the factory look to them, you really can't get any light output out of them. It doesn't matter what you do to them. So we have wiring, we have the kicker. I need to see where that's going to sit at. So I really don't need the kicker. Main reason why I bought a YFZ450 was for the electric start. However, I want it for backup purposes only. But we're going to see how that's going to work out for us. Rear bumper. So what are those things? So these things are going to kind of conclude the video. What we are going to be working on eventually is going to be, we're going to put a new seat cover on it. We're going to put some graphics on it. I have to order the hood scoops or the radiator scoops for the plastic. We're going to get that ordered eventually. I need a new chain for it. I need the sprocket made for it. Wiring harness. There are a couple things, rear bumper, if I didn't mention it already, that we're going to go on through, but this is just where we stand with the machine right now, and it looks absolutely amazing. I'm going to get it cleaned up and everything, and we're going to put the air box. I have the air box. I'm going to use a factory air box, but it has the big flow, that big, large, what is that called? Pro Flow filter I'm going to put in there. And we're just going to start putting this thing back together, get a little bit more done to it. All right, everyone, thank you for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.